All right, what's going on, guys? We're back with another Dokkan battle video, and today it seems like Dokkan has kind of shot themselves in the foot once again. They input this into the data, and according to Proton, this is a map for an event for an ID that's not yet in the database, but it is apparently for an upcoming Dokkan event. So this would most likely be for whatever Dokkanfest LR we're planning to get for the Part 3, Part EX, part of the GDC celebration coming up here around like the 8th. Now, looking at this map here, there is no chance that this is Daima. This map does not match anything from Daima, and that just it disappoints me because we keep getting our hopes up for this stuff, and just when you think like it's like the perfect time, they just don't do it. And I just don't get what it is that they're holding back on with Daima. So there is there is the possibility that this could be for the next Dokkanfest. It could be in the future, but with it being put in here now, it's more than likely for what's coming up next. So obviously, going by this, we can say not Daima. But what could it be then? So, looking at some of Proton's other tweets here, he talks about in the data download there's an ID gap, right? So there's a very obvious TUR EZA and an LR EZA, which we got in the form of the Gogeta and the Vegeta and Trunks. Then he talks about the fact that there's only one thing that can explain the remaining ratio of IDs is either another LR EZA or 3 Super EZAs or a new LR and TUR. So basically a new Dokkanfest and the banner unit. Going off this, Rick also mentioned that the LR does seem to be summonable because there's even more than one slot of the Cards Awakening table, and free-to-play units usually only require one. So like the example here is like the Goku, right? So to get him fully awakened, you have to have 2 different medals here, whereas like a free-to-play LR only needs 1. So because he's able to see this in the data that it's going to take 2, it's going to end up being a summonable like Dokkanfest LR. So our thoughts now are, what can we see? So if we think Battle of Fate, right? So Battle of Fate has kind of been like the theme here for the GDC, right? The breaking through to make a better future or to protect the future. Everything's been linked back to Battle of Fate. So first we had the Goku Black Zamasu with the Goku and Vegeta. Then we had the Omega Shenron with the Gogeta. I looking through here, like there are a few choices that kind of stand out, but I'm trying to think of something that's not like from Super or from GT, because I feel like those are done. Like, why would we continue on with those? Why would we go back to those after we've already done them in this celebration? It's still possible. We still could. I mean, hell, for all we know, it could be Universal Survival Saga. Just there's no way. Not with this map. So trying to think about what it could be, what could match that map. There are a few things that kind of come to mind, and I'll kind of just go through them a little quickly. So one, Baby. Like, Goku shows back up to fight Baby, to confront Baby. And this could very well be something that points to Baby. But this leads back to my point of, we just finished GT, like the climax of GT. Why would we go back to it again? Why do we stay there? There was even something that kind of tipped me off in the news when reading it, about the background music. So the background music is going to go from the 23rd of July to the end of Part 2. So if we're going to end Part 2, going to Part 3, or EX part, why would they get rid, and it's going to be a GT theme thing, why would they get rid of the GT music? So it's obviously going to be replaced with something else. We had Super, we had GT. Why not? Why not Kid Buu? I mean, it's been one of those things. It's been a long running gag for a long time that Kid Buu does not have an LR. Why not? Dude, he was the final boss of Dragon Ball Z. Like, he was the big bad of Dragon Ball Z at the very end. Why not? You know, it very well could be. This area, you know, whether it's not necessarily right, my thought is with the hills here was like him standing on the mountain, right? About to like drop the death ball and blow up the earth, right? When he first shows up. So it may not be exactly the same thing, but why not? I mean, bring Kid Buu into the game, like LR Kid Buu into the game. It's Battle of Fate. It's the end of this big celebration. Why not end it with something that everybody's been wanting? If you're not going to do Daima, do fucking Kid Buu. Like, that's a win. That would, I mean, there's probably some people that won't like it, but some people just don't like anything. If you drop Kid Buu, that's probably like, in my mind right now, like, that's like the one redeeming thing you could do that's not Daima. At least to me. Like, obviously, whatever they end up doing will probably be pretty cool, but at least I hope so. Like, how the hell do you follow up Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Omega without doing like Daima Super Saiyan 4? I guess Kid Buu, man. Like, Kid Buu's my go-to for this. You know, I'm just picturing him standing on top of the hill here, standing on top of the mountain, dropping the death ball. Some other things that kind of do come to mind is, I keep clicking back on Baby can go away. If it's not going to be Kid Buu, some other things that come to mind, I've seen people kind of talk about this, an End of Z Goku. Sure, I mean, I could definitely see it being a Goku character, man. But I don't know. That just doesn't. That's not like a hype level thing to me. To end such a crazy celebration that had such a big high with part 2. Like, part 1 was such a surprise banger, and part 2 just knocked it out of the park. That if you do something for part 3 that's just kind of like lackluster, it's gonna suck, and people are gonna be like, "Oh, this celebration sucks," even though it does not. But, you know, I've seen this get thrown around. I've also seen Trunks, right? Future Trunks, because of his fight with Cell, right? When he throws Cell into the let's see if this will play it right. He throws him like into the field from the city, and they fight there. And I think it's like this kind of area that they go to. This just shows that. It won't show like the actual like area, whatever. But yeah, I mean, it very well could be. Like, it could be a Trunks. I don't want it to be a Trunks, but it could be a Trunks. Next one here was, okay, bear with me. Goku, Kid Goku. Do I think we would see a Demon King Piccolo? Probably not. But I wouldn't say no. I just don't think so, because we got the free-to-play one in the 10th anniversary. But my mind kind of jumped to, if it's a, like, breaking through, protect the future, where's best to start than the very beginning? Dragon Ball. Like, I know a lot of people wouldn't like a Dragon Ball LR to kind of finish things off from such a crazy celebration, but I mean, that's where it all began. So, and I mean, we did just get like the Saiyan Day Kid Goku, so very well likely not gonna happen. But that's just kind of one of the thoughts I had was, you know, Dragon Ball's where it started. It cemented the future for the rest of Dragon Ball Z, Super, GT, Daima. So, I mean, it's a good place to start, I guess. And then one of the ones that saw getting thrown around here was Goku Jr. I don't think so. I don't think so. Sure, like the area might make sense, but like an LR Goku Jr., get real. Like, that's not, there's no way in actual hell they'll do that. But yeah, if we're sticking with Battle of Fate, my you know, Baby would be a cool option, but I don't think we're going to stick with GT. I think we're going to go to something else. I think my thought says Kid Buu. That's where I'm sitting. That's where I'm putting my foot down on. We'll see. I mean, we should get some information here either like very early next week, like Monday, Tuesday, maybe Wednesday at the latest, just because if the new banner is going to be here on the 8th, they don't have a whole lot of time. They're probably not going to say anything over the weekend. So I'd imagine like Monday, Tuesday-ish, we start getting some sort of idea of what's going to happen, or at least like an announcement of either a producer's letter coming up or another Dokkan Now or, you know, whatever. So, again, Dokkan again, breaking my spirits, breaking my heart with the idea of no Daima, but me coping and probably making myself angry when it doesn't actually happen, thinking that we could possibly get Kid Buu. So, yeah, that's where I'm going to leave this today. If you guys stuck around to the end of the video, I appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with me. Let me know your thoughts on this. Who do you think this is? Are you upset that Daima is seemingly off the table? And when do you think maybe we'll actually get it? But yeah, I want to know your thoughts on the event map and your thoughts on who you think we will see as the final surprise LR for the Global Dokkan campaign. Like, subscribe, do the thing, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya!